It's interesting because I know Dan came up with the idea like before even This Is Us. So I think for him, and you'd let me know, like it was sort of an escapist sort of thing that sort of like wasn't necessarily intended to parallel the world in which we live right now. And then when it came out, it seemed like, oh God, that was eerily prescient. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm having a tough time right now with the world. And that doesn't, I'm sure that most people are having a tough time right now with the world and the way things tend to be going within the United States, et cetera. I'm not going to get overly political. You just asked the question, like, there is something to be said about when is enough enough? You know, there's this sort of test that what is it, study that says like after $75,000, I think, for the country, by and large, your happiness goes up minimalistically with each increasing dollar. I'm not going to get too political, man. Get upset. Go ahead. What are you going to say? He's much more polished with this thing.
I love that. No, I mean that is what it's about. It's about, you know, it was initially exemplified by a man of an extreme power, the president of the United States, a billionaire in this show, and then the guy who's paid to literally take a bullet from him, for him. I think that I think it's very clear that there's two different experiences of living in our country right now, and what it still is very much defined by things like race and gender, but at the very forefront now is like there's this economic disparity between the kind of top 1.01% and everybody else. And I mean, I grew up as a kid in like solidly middle class Pittsburgh, which is like kind of what the family in This Is Us was set. And my mom was notoriously both cheap and a bit mentally ill about money. So like, you know, growing up in a house where you're always worried about everything, like when the bill would come, if my dad ordered a Coke at dinner, it was like the air got sucked out of the room. And it's the whole thing is confusing. Figuring out in Los Angeles where you're going to put your kids into school, like these things are in front of us everywhere on both sides, and so this was like an extreme sci-fi look at that break. And I don't know what we're actually quite saying about it yet. Hopefully by the end of the series, I think we will have said something. But if I was only up through the first season right now, clearly the billionaires on our show aren't great, you know. But I also believe that there's huge opportunity with people with great wealth and ability and skill to do good for the world. They're not all they shouldn't all be mustache twirling villains who are just hoarding gold in their basement of their Fort Knox homes, even though that's how, with a broad brush, they can be painted in this season. And I think we'll start exploring all the sides of that in the seasons to come.
Go on.